Hi, it's Megan. I have long wanted to do a video about how to pick the perfect nude lipstick, and I did one, I don't know, yesterday. Who knows when this will actually get put up on YouTube, but I did one yesterday on how to find the perfect red, and now I'm going to do one on how to find the perfect nude. And I kind of delayed doing these videos because they're just so hard. By the way, Coquette is in the back. She has decided she absolutely must be in this video, so we are going to defer to Miss Cat and let her be my background. So picking a perfect nude. I shied away from nudes for so many years, and I think a lot of people do. In fact, when I do videos with nude lips, one of the most frequent comments I get every single time is that people have a hard time finding the perfect nude. And the reason why is because, first of all, I'm not sure what nude is, right? I mean, I actually have a couple nudes that I'm going to show you that have nude in the description, and I think that's pushing it, the definition a little bit. But nudes kind of can range from something that looks like concealer to almost like softer shades of any color, and I think that's fair, but I'm not actually focusing on quite that broader range here, just because then you start getting into pinks and this and that and the other. This doesn't really make sense. I'm focusing on the ones that are a little bit more neutral, but almost all of the ones I have some kind of an undertone to them, but I'll show you different variations like shimmery, non-shimmery, and all that. Nudes, I guess, they're supposed to be like, you're supposed to go 2 shades darker than your wrist. I don't think that works at all. That's what I read on a whole bunch of other blog posts. For me, no. It's just, I've got really pigmented reddish lips, and if you go too light, they say you look like a corpse or a zombie. If you go too dark brown, you look kind of 90s retro and hard. And I can't wear most of the brown-based nudes at all, except when I can. There are exceptions. Shockingly, right? There's exceptions to a bizarre rule of a definition of a color that doesn't really exist. So if you think about nude, right, our skin tones would have various levels of pink and peach, and I have more of like a yellow, almost olive light undertone, but yet it's more pink than it is yellow, realistically. So nudes cover the gamut, and different people do better with different nudes. So if you're super fair, rosy beige nude is a good one. Nude lipsticks, I think, look amazing in pictures, but fix that. But sometimes that doesn't look really good. So when you've got, you know, really that light, usually the people with really light skin have kind of a pink undertone to their skin. Having something like a little bit of a dusty baby pink works really well. If you are fair but not quite so pink undertoned, something like a rose beige works a little bit better. And beige, again, is like nude. It's a very hard color to define in like blush or lipstick, where I actually have one that's got like a purple beige undertone to it, which I'll show you. And it's actually amazingly gorgeous on. I would never have put that together. If you have olive, caramel tone works really well. If you can also go with like a darker nude, or I think you have more flexibility. If you think about some of the actresses that are really known for kind of the nude lip look, you've got Jennifer Lopez, you've got Kim Kardashian, and they tend to have a lot more versatility in the kind of nude looks that they wear. But I've seen almost exclusively, like my daughter has a friend, women who have brown hair, brown eyes, and kind of almost that slight undertone of olive or gold look amazing in such a range of nudes. It kind of makes me jealous, but whatever, everyone has their look. And then if you have really, really dark skin, you can do bronze shimmery nudes. You can do even a nude that's a little bit lighter than your skin tone. I've seen that on a lot of actresses, and it looks really, really gorgeous. But any with kind of the caramel warm undertones can do the bronzes, and the beiges a little bit better. I tend to look horrible with the bronzes. It just, anything too brown, just with kind of my coloring, the lighter coloring, is I think really hard to pull off. In fact, when MAC had the Rihanna collection and they had nudes, one that was really brown and then one that has kind of like a purple undertone, I looked like a corpse. It was really, really scary. Another tip, stay away from the nudes, the really beigey neutral nudes. I like those looks, but I guess that's the other kind of reality of nudes. these are not colors I can wear with almost no makeup on. I look really bad with ones that are really nude. If they're, you know, super pink or super peach, they look great. But I find, and I think with most women, nudes look better if you have a stronger eye. And since my daughter hates when I wear dark lip colors, and she doesn't mind if I play up the eyes, I do that a lot. I play up the eyes. And also for work, if I'm gonna have a really busy day, if I use an eye primer, eyeshadow primer, and do like a stronger eye, then I don't have to worry about touching up my lips during the day if I'm going to be really busy for work and stuff. And just a nude lip kind of fades away nicely, and so you still look polished and professional. I just would swipe a nude gloss on during the day if I don't have time to put lipstick on, and I can get away with that. I look polished and together. It's also really great, like I said, for pictures. So with weddings, a lot of people like the reds, but the reds, if you're kissing people and eating or drinking, they wear away really fast. And so nudes also look great in pictures, but you don't have that same problem with if your lipstick wears away. It just works better. And if you're going out to dinner, if I have like a business dinner, I will almost always do a stronger eye and a nude lip for, again, the same reason. It's just the wearability of the look. And then I have a whole bunch of glosses that I would just swipe on over. So looking at nude lips, those are just some basic tips. Looking at nude lips, first, what's your undertone? If you've got kind of, you know, warmer, more orange-based, yellow-based skin tones, you can go with a nude that has a little bit of kind of a peach undertone or even an orange undertone. If you've got pink undertones, then you would want to go with more pink-based. Who was it? I have some of the lipsticks here. The Privé collection by Loreal. They looked at different women and they picked different nudes, and I was shocked at how unnude some of them were. And that was just because, like, for example, with really light kind of pink undertone skin, the nude was actually like a shimmery pink. So the nudes make a huge difference. If you are kind of a warmer skin tone and a darker skin tone than me, browns can actually, or brown base can look really gorgeous. But if you're lighter toned, I think staying away from the brown is usually smarter. Except I actually have a brown which looks really pretty on me, but it's semi-sheer. So that's the next question: sheer or not, matte or not, and how opaque. And I've got examples of all those. So with sheer nudes, especially like with glosses and stuff, or any sheer nude, they just work better. It's easier to match because your natural skin tone is more easily matched with the tones in the nude because you can still see a little bit of your own lip color. So if you're not comfortable with nudes, start with a sheer one. And I particularly I adore nude lip gloss. I just think it's like the best thing in the whole wide world, because when you've got a stronger eye, you get kind of a little bit, you get the sheen to your lips, and you get kind of a muted look on your lip, but it's not quite as harsh as a real nude lip. And then, do you want a matte finish or do you want a shine finish, you know, a satin, anything along those lines? Some people are so anti-matte nude, and that's really where you can fall into the zombie look if you're not careful. I like certain matte nudes, but I do find that they're a lot harder to pull off unless they have an undertone, and I will show you a couple examples of that. But there's also a specific look that I put in a lot of videos where some of these matte nudes, if they have a little bit of an undertone of something, can actually be really beautiful on camera. Then if you don't like the way the nude looks, you get a nude, just add lip gloss or use a pencil. Nudes blend really beautifully with lip pencils. And that was actually a trick I learned from a MAC set I got, where they put a nude in there that was just god-awful ugly on me, but they put this amazing pencil and this beautiful gloss, and it ended up looking absolutely beautiful. I need the eye definition. I think most people do. Where I use the really neutral nudes, the ones that really don't have much of an undertone, are when I really play up the eye color, not like the black I have here. I just did black so that I could do a whole bunch of different neutrals, undertones. Although I'm not actually going to try that many on, maybe one or two, just to show. But when I do the blues that I like to do, or the oranges, or the reds, or whatever, then very often I will go for just a completely neutral matte, or not matte, nude lip. And then I will also be really careful on the blush. A lot of times when I'm using a nude lip, I will do like a peach undertone, I'll do a slight peach cheek, or a lot of times I'll also just use a bronzer if I've got one of those that has kind of no undertone. Then if you add shimmer, it's a much softer look until it goes metallic, in which case I think it's a very hard look. If you have super pigmented lips, I've got pretty pigmented lips. If you go too light, it really usually doesn't work. So anyway, I'm going to show you some of the nudes. This is kind of overwhelming. I thought about this and I thought, okay, how many do I really want to show? But I just decided I don't do that many long videos. You know what? For once, I'm just going to do, the red one was like 20 minutes. I'm going to do a long video. So if you want to just turn this off at some point, and I'm going to list all of these colors in the description. So right now I've got Nars Raquel, and I'll move through this really quickly. This is like, what did they say? They call this a pink beige, and I think it plays a lot pinker and almost slightly peach on me. Really like this color. It plays brown on some other people, but I think this one is actually a very neutral. I had actually hoped it was going to be more neutral than it is, and this one's pretty opaque, but I think it's a fairly neutral. It does have kind of a warmy pink undertone to it, but I think I don't know, I think it's a good color. I'm going to do some of the sheerer ones first. So first, I don't have one here, but the It Cosmetic Vitality Lip Flush line has a whole lot of very sheer, almost not there nudes. All the letter shades really veer into that direction. And what I like about those is that if you're one of those people like me who actually wears makeup when you work out, these are perfect for that. So I have a really pretty, it's called 100, and this is the sheer version of the Armani. This to me is an almost neutral. It's got a little bit of warmth to it, but it's almost neutral. I've got YSL. This is a Rouge, what is it? Rouge Provocateur Glossy Stain Rebel Nude, and this is the Nude Provocateur number 101. This is a really great gloss that almost veers a little bit purple, a little bit lilac, violet, but beige violet, which I actually find shockingly flattering. In fact, I'm going to put a little bit over what I've got on right now. And see how that little bit of a glossiness changes the texture. But it's not so purple that it makes a huge difference. Just a tiny purple beige, which I really like that undertone. Another YSL. This is the Rouge Volupté Shine. This is a lipstick. This is in Nude in Private. This one is definitely a pinker undertone, but because it's so sheer, it goes on really light, and it looks a lot more, I don't want to say natural, because I don't know that any nude actually looks that natural on most people. It just basically looks more like it fits your skin tone. The Naked line, this is not one of the more naked glosses, but Urban Decay does have a whole line of glosses which work really well to get kind of a natural, almost nude look. That one's more pink. Okay, my favorite nude glosses ever. I am absolutely addicted to the, I always seem to get the limited edition, the MAC lip glasses. So this right here is Clear Water, and this is almost a milky, it's going to be almost hard, impossible to see, milky with a lot of shimmer. This will give you a nude lip, or will soften up a nude lip. Then this one right here is my favorite, Steel Kiss. This was in a this was in a nude collection, and this has that kind of beige with a slight purple undertone. It is actually shockingly gorgeous on, like the Glossy Stain. There's something about that kind of undertone that works, I think, with the blue eyes, but I just think in general that was actually one that sold out really fast, and I think it, for some reason, it just adds something that a lot of others don't. This is a more pink one, pink peach. This one is Lauder Deities. And again, when I put all these on, I'm showing you the different, you can see the undertones, how different they are. These will give a softer look than a lot of the other nude products, and you can see what a wide variety in tones there are. This one is Peachstock, and this one is actually much more opaque than the others. This one's a little, it's a little okay on me. It's a little too opaque. I don't do well with super opaque, more neutral. It's kind of got the peach undertone, but it's a little light. It's a little bit too opaque peach without kind of enough warmth to it. Then Lipstick Queen has a couple of really good semi-sheer nudes. Hang 10. This one is almost a neutral peach. It goes on really beautifully. This one, I don't know, everyone loves. I don't, but it's super popular. Saint Nude, and the Saints are sheer, but again, this one's a much warmer, rosier. It's almost not a nude, but it's called a nude. And I find it a little too orange for me personally, but it gets some of the best reviews ever. Another really great nude, that's somewhat sheer, Too Faced Lip Injection Time Bomb. I think the wear on this is not very good, honestly, but this is light enough. It's got more of a pink, but since a lot of the ones that even have a pink, they have almost like a peachy pink. There she is. Because nude is a mix of skin tones, which you need that balance. This one I like just for a really almost not there lip. It works beautifully. Oh, I found two more. I found another MAC lip gloss, which I'm going to show you just because I like it. Oh My Darling. This one is a lot lighter, pinker. You can see I've been wearing a lot of this one. And this one is something I would probably put over, but it's a little bit more opaque, so I have to be really careful not to wash myself out with that one. Then another, this one I think is so awesome. I can barely wear this. This is a MAC lipstick. This is called Siren Song, and this is one of those that if I have really smoky, really dark eyes, I can wear. It's not going to show up very much, but it is, can I show it on my, no, it's not going to show. It's like it's so shimmery that what it does is it basically adds a sheen and takes almost all the natural color out of my lips. And that is a tough look for me to pull off unless I have really, really, really smoky eyes. In contrast, Altered Beige is almost white, and it does almost the same thing, but, you know, again, the nudes are just not going to show up. This is an amazing, amazing color on. It's one of my favorite nudes ever because it's so sheer. Where the other one basically is taking the color out of your lips, this one is just adding a little bit of a sheen and not taking the color out, which you can also get with MAC Innocent Patent Lip Pencil. This one got some really bad reviews on some blogs. Same kind of thing. It's just a real sheer. In fact, this one I'm going to show you. It's doing what most of these are doing, but this one's a little bit more shimmery like the other MAC ones I just showed you. It's basically just muting the color, but adding a real shimmer and a real sheen, which I think is a beautiful texture if you've got really strong eyes. If you don't have really strong eyes, it looks absolutely terrible on me. But if I do like a really strong blue look, this is amazing. Okay, another one of the same kind of an idea. This is the Pout by Revlon. And this again, it's not going to show up so much, but it's basically adding that shimmer, that sheen, a pinkness. So this is perfect for those with those pink undertones, and super, super, super pretty for someone who is cool toned, light, and frosty. The Giorgio Armani, go figure, right? It's not even showing my wrist. This is an almost perfect nude lip gloss. It's just got the right balance of pink and peach that I think almost everybody can wear. My new favorite, Gucci. This is Ingenue, I think is what it's called. It's number 320. And this right here is just the lightest shimmery sheen, cool toned pink-ish color that I think it's a perfect color. I love Rimmel. If MAC is like, I first got into nudes with MAC because MAC has so many and they just change subtly, and so you can actually like really finally find your perfect nude just going through so many colors until you find one that's just right? This one's too dark, this one's too light. I think Rimmel's the same as far as their nude. So this is 640 Summer Angel. I love this color. It is just a light wash of a pinky kind of nude color. And again, is that really a nude? I find it really hard to define. Now we're going to get into, I'm going through tons of colors. We're going to go through some of my more opaque. So I loved two. I'm not actually going to do these swatches. It's too messy. I love the two from the Unknown Pleasures Obsessive Compulsive collection, and one of them is more kind of a nude neutral, and I loved it on, actually, and then the other one was more pink. This one's a matte. I'm putting it on. And I can't read the names on the packages because that's what OCC is like. So I will just put the names in the description. So the Privé has one, Frieda's, which is very purple based and very sheer. And I actually could wear it. It was made for a woman who has African American skin, but I actually was able to wear that one because it was so sheer. And then they also had J-Lo's. And this one right here, again, had a little bit of sheerness to it, so I was able to wear it. I wasn't able to wear most of the collection, but this one is definitely a rosier, warmer, because she's got that warm skin tone. Nude. The Kissing, Charlotte Tilbury Kissing, Fallen from the Lipstick Tree, lipstick in Nude Kate, is another one. I'm going through right now the ones that are borderline sheer and opaque. These are all a little bit more opaque than my sheer ones. But this one, because it has that really beautiful sheen like the Gucci, and almost a certain, almost a little bit more opaque than the other sheer ones, sheerness to it, it's much more wearable, I think, than I expected. It's a warm, kind of a honey nude. Okay, I'm going to do 3 Rimmels really fast. Rimmel just has the most amazing selection. So 644, Let's Get Naked. This one I think is really not really a nude, but it's a pink. But it gets called a nude, so it makes it more wearable. Then Nude Delight. This one's more orange undertones. That's a really great color if you've got warm skin. You can see when we're getting to more opaque ones, there are very few that just don't have an undertone. Then 125, Too Nude or Not Too Nude. This one has that kind of purplish mauve undertone, which I really like. My Urban Decay. So I love Naked, which I think is not really a nude, personally, even though it's considered a nude by, I think, Urban Decay. It's one of my most worn lipsticks. It's definitely kind of a rosy pink. But Naked 2 is probably my favorite nude without a strong undertone. It is about the most neutral, lightest nude I can wear and get away with. I think it is unbelievable. This right here, almost no tone. You can see how much different it is. It's a darker color though than you would think, but on it's actually quite light. I'm going to do a metallic one. The Metal by Lipstick Queen in Metal Nude. This is quite a look. I find this looks really hard on me. In fact, I'll put this one on. A little bit more orange. Quite a look, huh? I don't know what I think about it. Some of the really opaque, and then I'll do some of the mattes that I've got here. Some of the really opaque ones, my favorite for videos, Joseph Color's Angelic, which has a little bit, this is in so many of my videos, it has so many, it has a little bit of an orange undertone. Not maybe a pure nude, but it's really light on. And I also have Soft Touch, which is a very similar color, but with a pink. Again, you can see how these almost have that marshmallow white, full coverage, opaque, matte kind of look to them, which actually look really good on camera. I love to use those for videos. And then the Lime Crime, the Babette and Coquette, which have that same kind of milky white, very good on camera. The Babette is very pink, and the Coquette is more nude and has kind of an orange beige tan undertone to it. Then, if we're going to do the mattes, let's do the mattes. Tom Ford, First Time. I have a couple mattes. These are some of my favorites of all time. I'm not sold. They're billed as nudes, but I think this one's definitely more pink. It's billed as a nude. I can wear these because they are a little bit more colored than just plain nude. This one's Runway Hit. This was a retro matte. This was called a nude. I think it's definitely more orange, pink. Then there's a, just like this one, there is, this is a Wet n Wild, and it is Fergie Daily. It's a matte with a little bit of a purple undertone. There's a similar one by Becca that's a little bit more neutral that I actually can wear because it's such a light formula, but I actually can wear some of these matte nudes, but I am unusual. Not everyone can. I thought I had one more. I guess not. Probably the Perfect Nude Star System. This is the Private Party. It's definitely pink. Got a lot of sheen to it. But this is the Lipstick Queen. These are $50. I got this. This I got as one of my few promos. But it's probably the perfect nude for me because it does have that pink going on. I like this from last year's set. Can't read it, so I'll have to put it in the description. This is a Bite. Again, you can see it's got a slight pink, but this is an almost neutral, and it's a matte. It's really pretty on. Now we're getting to the very end, thank God. One of the few brown-based. This is called Brazilian Tan. It's a cream, but it's a limited edition. And it's got that brown, but because it's a little bit sheer, I actually can wear it. And this is a Revlon. Then this is a amazing nude on, but it's not really nude. It's called Intense Nude by Estee Lauder. Envy. Okay, I don't know how they can call that a nude, but anyway, it's called a nude. It's very pink, and it actually works because of how much color it's got. Got a couple of MACs. Wholesome. I'm not sure if this is available all the time. This is a brown or nude that is amazing on me. I love this. It's one of my favorites, which just goes to show there's no rhyme and reason as to what works and what doesn't. Restrained. Another browner one that I actually can wear. And Peachstock. And I'm putting all three on my wrist, which is one I cannot wear. Look at how close they are. I can't wear it. It's too light. And it's very peach. I have to put a gloss or something else. So these are MACs. You can see, what I like about these, you can see the variation, the subtlety in the differences. And yet that makes a huge difference in what I can wear and what I cannot wear. So those are just some thoughts on nudes. And there's some of the ones I have, and just looking through them you can see there's such a wide variety, and what makes it work on me is what other makeup I wear with it. I almost never buy a nude without trying it on first, just because so many of them look so awful on me. And then I always keep a nude in my bag, and I usually will keep one that's got a pink undertone, one that's got an orange undertone, just depending on what I'm wearing. Heavy purple on the eyes, you do one with a pink undertone. Heavy blues, you do the blue, or you can do the pink, but on me I do the orange, but on me I do the peach. And I can almost never wear them on a day where the rest of my makeup is worn away. That is it. I would love to hear your favorite nudes, and tell me if this video worked, because these are the hardest videos to do by far, and so I try to prepare and I try to get a good sampling and hope it helps. Subscribe on YouTube, and I'm putting my novel called Masks up on YouTube. I will have chapter 11 up pretty soon. I've got chapters 1 through 10 links in the description of this video, and I will list every single one of these nudes in the description. Maybe not immediately after I post it, but within a day after doing so.